Welcome to Hope is Here. My name is Greg Horn, and we obviously love to provide hope for people. That's what we call our program, and we've had so many different guests. And one area that we have not talked about that a lot of people that don't have hope are people that are incarcerated. And I'm sure, like me, everybody in our listening audience knows at least one person that unfortunately is serving time in prison. And yet sometimes that's how people find Jesus, when they're blocked out from everything else in the world. And there's a great event that's going to be coming up on June 9th called Behind the Walls. Bill Glass, his ministry does this, and it's an annual Kentucky prison outreach that they do. And here to talk to us today about how they try to provide hope for prisoners through this event is Kelly Lykins. So, Kelly, thanks for joining us on Hope is Here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Greg.
Well, obviously, people get discouraged, especially when they're in prison. I've had friends that have, served time, and it's just a really, really difficult time. But at the same time, as I just shared before I introduced you, a lot of times with all the distractions that are removed from life when you're in prison, it gives you a chance to really reevaluate your life and what's important. And a lot of times people actually find Jesus while incarcerated. Is that an accurate statement?
That's 100% accurate.
Well, talk to me a little bit about this event here, the Bill Glass Behind the Walls Kentucky Prison Outreach. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, it's they come to Kentucky once a year, hoping to come twice. We have not been in Lexington in quite some time. It's usually been Louisville. We do come to multiple different prisons and jails in the area. This event will be in Blackburn. We'll be in the Fayette County Detention Center, the Juvenile Detention Center, and North Point Prison in Bergen, Kentucky. And they come in with athletes, and Bill Glass created this 40-plus years ago. And he was a pro football player for the Cleveland Browns the last time they won a Super Bowl. And he had some guys really wanting him to come in and share his story to prison, and he went in kicking and screaming. He didn't think he could connect with what he called gangsters and street folks, and so he went in and he saw how well he connected, and so he's been able to combine sports and Christ, and now he's built the team. And we travel. We're in a prison every weekend around the nation, at least one state, multiple states at a time, and so they'll be coming here on the 8th. We'll do a kickoff at a church in Winchester, Kentucky, and what we do there is they equip us. We'll have a guest speaker. They'll train us how to evangelize. We'll have some worship. They'll feed us, and then on Saturday we break up in the teams, and we'll go in and we'll have we may have one of the strong men in the world there. We may have a basketball ex-pro professional athlete. We'll have actors, NASCAR guys, motorcycle clubs. So they'll come in. They'll get the guys' attention by sharing their gifts, and at the same time they're sharing their testimony. And while they're doing that, the volunteers will be sitting amongst the guys. And once they're finished, the guest speaker, the platform speaker, will make it clear that these folks paid their own dime, took the weekend to come in just to love on them. And they'll ask who's ready for change. And of course, most people will raise their hand, and they're in a spot of hopelessness. And so then they'll encourage them to get around us, and we'll team up with, depending on how many people's in the room and how many volunteers. But it's usually you'll have one volunteer to 3 inmates, and we get to sit down and ask some qualifying questions. And after those 5 qualifying questions, exactly where they land in their faith, and then after that we go through the gospel, and it's all on a track for you, and it's very simple. You just get to sit there and let them read it and explain the scripture a little bit to them if they don't understand it, and at the end of it, you get to ask them if they're ready to receive Jesus into their life.
Well, so what I'm understanding then is that this is an opportunity for people in Central Kentucky, if they want to volunteer and come to this training on Friday night on June 8th in Winchester, that they can actually be a part of what happens on June 9th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. So if we've got people, we haven't listened to all the counties surrounding Fayette County, all 13 counties here in the central Kentucky area that can hear our live feed. What if they want to get involved with this? How do they go about doing this? Where do they need to go?
They can go to behindthewalls.com, and you can go to the calendar, and it'll pull up all the different events, and look for the Lexington, Kentucky on June 9th, and you can sign up there. And if you have any other questions or if you have any troubles, you're more than welcome to reach me at my email address at Kelly Lykins, KELLYLYKINS @yahoo.com. If you wanted to find out a little bit more about it. But on that website, you'll see videos on the do's and don'ts, what the training looks like. You'll see some testimonies. The website's very useful, and it'll tell you everything about it.
And if somebody wants to sign up and do this, I heard you share that they say that people paid to do this. How much does it cost to do this?
It is $20 a person.
Wow. Well, that's a pretty inexpensive cost to be able to help lead somebody to Jesus. So we hope that people, if you're listening, that you would consider doing this. But the thing that's real critical about this is that you can't wait till like June 7th and decide you're going to do this. What is the deadline that you have to go online to behindthewalls.com and find the Kentucky event and click on it? What is the deadline if you're listening to this and say, hey, I want to be a part of it? You can't wait till June. What's the deadline?
It is coming up quick. It is on May 1st, and they sometimes they sometimes extend that an extra week. But as right now, May 1st.
All right, so you don't have much time. You hear this, so don't put it off. What a great opportunity to do this. I'm assuming you probably have to be over the age of 18. Is that correct?
Over the age of 18, and that's it. And know Jesus.
Absolutely, and have a personal relationship with Jesus. We don't want to assume that. So, but if you just tuned in, we're talking with Kelly Lykins, and a lot of you I know have family members that are incarcerated, and unfortunately, a lot of times people lose hope. But the good news is that a lot of times that's where people find Jesus, because they finally realize that the way they've been doing it in the outside world's not really working. They're not finding peace. That they've tried everything else to fill that God-sized shaped hole in their hearts. Yet when they get incarcerated and they're isolated, they find out that really the only peace in life is a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And the Bill Glass ministry called Behind the Walls is going to be in Kentucky. They only do this once a year, and usually they do it in Louisville, but they are coming to Lexington this year. And so you can get a chance to be a part of this if you want to. You just go to their website, behindthewalls.com, and then look for the Lexington event. It's going to be June 9th, but there's a training on June 8th. And we're talking with Kelly Lykins, who's a part of their organization. And Bill Glass, as you mentioned, was a defensive end for the Cleveland Browns when they won their last championship. Actually, it was even before the Super Bowl was started. So that's how long ago it's been. And anybody that's a Cleveland Browns fan know it has been a dry spell for those guys. But he actually was a winner with the Browns. And as you said, there'll be another professional athlete with him there that day. But anything else that you want to add about this event that would be of interest to our listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the vision statement, and it's train more, sin more, win more. And I'm going around to my men's group and sharing my testimony and some of my stories with Bill Glass, and how it's just awesome how it equips men and women who's not had the chance to lead someone to Jesus, and it really prepares you. It gives you a perfect opportunity to get in and share your faith. And what really you'll see once you get out, how it changes your heart. And that's the big thing. We're not just going in. It's just not a one-time event. The volunteers' hearts change, and you see that go back in their home and in their community, and just the overflow of the Holy Spirit. And then when those guys get out, and it's changing their life. It's changing the community they're in. It's a trickle effect. And, we don't always get to see all the fruits from it, but we just get to go in and plant the seeds. We get to water sometimes. We do get to see some fruit, and just that alone is well worth it.
Well, and one of the things, too, I think that, from looking at your information that you can see on their website, behindthewalls.com, that's behindthewalls.com, is that, everybody, volunteers, some people think, well, I don't know if I qualify, but, I love that they said people that, were bikers, that, man, they're really, really great people to go in, because a lot of the prisoners are bikers themselves, and, men and women that ride motorcycles, man, they would love to have them come, and they can wear some of their gear, that they like to wear when they're riding their bikes. And so, people from, all gamuts, all facets of life are really welcome to be a part of this special event where you go in the prisons on June 9th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, man, we really appreciate, Kelly, you taking time to share about this great opportunity to go inside the prison on Lexington on June 9th. Yet want to remind you that you do have to, there's a training on Friday night, June 8th at a church in Winchester. And so, but the biggest part is you got to get registered by May 1st. Is that correct, Kelly?
That's correct. Thank you so much.
All right, Kelly, thanks so much for being with us, and we wish you well with your event.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. That's Kelly Lykins. He's with Behind the Walls. It is a prison ministry started by Bill Glass, and he brings a message of hope. And that's why we had Kelly on here, because we're all about providing hope. And I know everybody knows somebody that's incarcerated, and this would be a way maybe for you to give back if you're a follower of Jesus, to go in and serve and be a part of this special day. It's going to be on June 9th here in Lexington. It's usually in Louisville. They've been coming for several years, but they've coming to Lexington for the first time in quite a while. So we hope we'll have a great outpouring, but you do have to get signed up. It does have a $20 cost. So we hope that you'll go to their website, behindthewalls.com, then click on events, look for the Lexington event. It is June 9th, and that you'll get registered. The only requirement is that you are over the age of 18, that you are a follower of Jesus. They'll give you some training and a good support, on Friday night, a good kickoff event to get everybody prayed up and motivated and trained. And so we hope that you will do that and be a part of this special Lexington event called Bill Glass Behind the Walls Ministry. They call it Evangelism on the Edge. And so if you want to make a difference, you're looking for something to get out of your comfort zone, this would be a great opportunity. So we hope that you'll do that. Once again, it's not till June 9th, the training Friday night, June 8th, but you have to get registered by May 1st. Well, we are glad that we got this opportunity to provide prisoners for hope. Hope that you will tune in with us on Hope is Here tomorrow again. If you missed any of our shows, or maybe you tuned in the middle of this, go, man, I need to find out more information about this, you need to go to our website at hopeishere.today. That is hopeishere.today. Also want to let you know that we could use your financial support. It's not free to be on the radio, as I'm sure you can imagine, but sometimes we think, hey, it's a faith-based ministry. Maybe they get to do it for free. Actually, we don't. So we would love for you to help us out. You can go to our website, hopeishere.today. Click on the donate button. If you do it on a laptop, it should be at the top. We've had some problems. People do it on their phone. They can't find it. You have to scroll down sometimes a little bit. We're trying to get that fixed, but just click on the donate button. We have a PayPal account. It's safe and secure. $25 would be huge, or man, 50, 100, whatever you want to do. Maybe God's blessed you with an unexpected bonus check, and you're like, you know what? I want to give it to my church, and I also want to do above and beyond that, and want to bless a ministry. So we would love to be a part of that, as we actually have been reached with our podcast in 22 different states. So I hope that you'll participate, maybe donate today. Go to our website. That's hopeishere.today. I'm Greg Horn. We'll see you next time on Hope is Here. Let's be honest. Medicare can be really confusing. Scott County resident Jason Biddle has over 17 years helping seniors and retirees with issues surrounding Medicare, health care, and Social Security. Don't give yourself a headache. Contact Jason Biddle today with any insurance questions you have related to Medicare, health care, and Social Security. Contact Jason today for help at 502-395-1603. That's 502-395-1603.